What's up, Outriders, and welcome back to another Outriders video. It's been a minute, but we are back today with the reveal of the Worldslayer expansion that is coming to Outriders, and this is a fully fledged expansion. This isn't just a few levels or a few tweaks like we've had in the past. This is a fully fledged expansion coming to Outriders called Worldslayer. We've just had the big reveal over on the official Square Enix channels, but a few weeks ago I was lucky enough to actually get to play the expansion and sit down and have a chat with the dev team and ask a bunch of questions along with a bunch of other lucky content creators who were there as well. So this video is going to be all about letting you know all the juicy information that we managed to pry from them during the Q&A, and then I'm going to upload another video showing some footage of the new levels, new enemies, new gear and new environments that we are getting in Worldslayer. But just before we get started, please, if you like Outriders content, hit subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, hit the bell so you are notified when I upload more Outriders videos, or comment down below if you have a question. We have a Discord direct line where we can ask the people that develop the game all these questions. So if you've got a burning question, something that you've not seen anywhere, something that you need us to ask, just let me know down below in the comments. So I'll start with all the brief information that we were given, and I'll move on to some more detailed information. So it's a brand new expansion called Worldslayer. It's got a full new campaign. It's got completely new enemies as well as the existing ones. It's got a lot of new gear, some brand new environments, and that is just the start. So the story continues where the previous story left off. Basically, if you've never played the original OG campaign, you will basically complete that and this will just carry on. You wouldn't see any difference, you wouldn't see like any stop or start, it would just carry on seamlessly. Or if you're going to just come into Outriders now, you're brand new, you can actually choose whether to start at the very beginning or to start at Worldslayer. We've got new legendary gear sets, 2 new gear sets per class. These have unique tier 3 mods this time around, which is a nice little upgrade from the previous ones. There's 4 new universal sets. These are 3 parts, and again these have some unique tier 3 mods. We've got lots of new legendary weapons, but this time what they've tried to do, and they didn't give us any specifics, but they said that when you use these legendary weapons, it's going to affect how you play the class that you're on at that given time. So legendaries are going to be tied to how you play a class, which could make for some very interesting gameplay. There's a lot of new epic gear and a lot of new other legendary gear, but there is no apocalypse gear. Now, apocalypse gear comes with a 3rd mod slot, which is always a random roll. You can only modify slots 1 and 2. The apocalypse slot in the apocalypse gear, which is the 3rd slot, is locked, and you can't do anything with that. But you can mod 1 or 2 and change that around, but the 3rd apocalypse slot in the apocalypse gear is locked. You can find apocalypse tier weapons that have 2 tier 3 mods on, and then you could roll a 3rd tier 3 mod on to that weapon and end up with a apocalypse weapon with 3 tier 3 mods as well. So it's not just the gear, the guns as well. If you find an apocalypse tier weapon, that could drop with 2 tier 3 rolls already on it, allowing for some guns to potentially have 3 tier 3 mods. Absolutely crazy. You can break down apocalypse gear and use the talent on other gear. If you don't think that the apocalypse piece that you've got is going to beat some of the other gear that you've already got, you can still transfer over the mods, which is really nice to hear. Existing gear is getting rework because there is a new tree system that is coming called the Packs tree. So all our existing gear is going to get some changes. The reason they were going to make some changes to the old gear, they didn't want the new tree system that they're introducing to make old gear too powerful and then obviously become worthless compared to the new gear. So it's had to have a bit of a rework. The pack system is a 3-tiered tree. You can put 5 new skill points, so like the tree system where you put the skill points in, 5 new skill points into each tree. This is going to sound confusing because you can't physically see it at the moment. Unfortunately, I didn't get my footage from when I played. There's been a problem with it and I needed to prep this video beforehand. But there's 3 new skill trees. These are called the pack trees, and you can put 5 points into each. Basically, these are just like the old OG trees, just with every point in one of these will be classed as the bigger node. So if you remember in the tree last time that we had small nodes and the big nodes tended to be more powerful. Every point in this new tree system is classed as a big node, which is why you're limited. You're not going to be able to fill them all.
It's growing.
The trees can be reset just like the OG one. You can basically reset these trees as many times as you want and play around with it, and that is free to respec. There is a new ascension system that is coming that is also going to allow you to reset, and that is generally just to make your stats more powerful. The devs said they expect that to take about 100 hours to grind out, and each section of that system is divided into each class. So that was when I was using that system and I got to have a look at it. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Division 2 SHD watch that you get, where you get a point and you can get some extra crit chance, or you get some points and you get some extra weapon damage and things like that. Very similar to that, but divided into the classes that we have. I should note here at this point they are not adding a new class. That is not happening. I know a lot of people would have liked that with an expansion, but they are not adding a new class.
That can't be good.
But that new system is expected to be at least a 100-hour grind before you go into any of the new content as well. They're adding 25 extra difficulty levels on top of what we already have. I talked about it before, you can boost your character right to Worldslayer. Ascension will make the games easier. So obviously the more you upgrade that system, the stronger you will get, and essentially should make the game easier. Your current character only needs to have completed the original campaign to reach the new Worldslayer camp. You don't have to have done any of the expeditions, you don't have to complete any of the 15 expeditions or anything like that. You just have to have completed the original campaign that the game launched with. There's 40 new apocalypse tiers for you to level up to. The max gear level will go up to 75, but your character level is staying at level 30. There is a brand new endgame coming to replace the current endgame that we've got. We didn't get to play it and they didn't tell us anything about it, but they said we will see something about it before the expansion launches. Worldslayer is not a free expansion. This is going to be a fully fledged paid expansion. They didn't tell us how much it's going to be. I guess around £25, maybe $30-ish. I'm not sure, but they said, you know, this is the equivalent to a similar size game as the original one. They're like doubling up here, so expect a pretty hefty price tag, but that's me just guessing. It's not free if you own the game on Game Pass. You still have to buy the expansion, but the game is staying free on Game Pass. So the base game, if you don't own it and you want to play it on Game Pass, you can do. They're not adding any new abilities, along with no extra classes like I mentioned earlier. But the new class sets that I mentioned that they're adding 2 new class sets of gear. They will modify the behaviour of some of your abilities. and change them up a little bit and let you play things a little bit different. Sadly, still no loadouts or the ability to lock gear properly. That was a bit of a bummer, but they said hopefully that is on the roadmap for soon. The new campaign that they're adding, depending on how difficult you play that is going to take you around 4 to 10 hours to complete. So pretty standard for small campaigns, but there's a 100-hour grind with the new Ascension system, and there's a whole end game system that we don't know about yet. The new end game is not like Expeditions. It's completely different, and it is not going to be timed like Expeditions were originally. Apocalypse tiers are being moved into the base game, so they're your difficulty tiers. They're being moved into the base game, so that'll give you the ability to be able to make Expeditions even harder than what they currently are. So you'll be able to use them even if you don't own the new expansion. You're going to be able to use the new Apocalypse system to make things easier or harder. If you want to play Worldslayer content with friends, and this might sound pretty obvious, but you and all of the friends playing it have to own Worldslayer. Somebody on Game Pass that doesn't own it can't play it with other people in the Worldslayer content unless they all own it as well. But Worldslayer players can go back and play with brand new people who don't own Worldslayer, so I think that's pretty straightforward. Transmog will work for all of the new gear. They're not bringing cross-save, unfortunately. All of the cross-play is going to work as it did previously, which is really nice, but no cross-save. And they said, honestly, it's just very difficult to manage with Microsoft and PlayStation. The PC, absolutely fine, but cross-saves with Microsoft and PlayStation, really just too tough, and not enough time to look at it at the moment. So, and that was it. After that, we got to play the game. I'm going to publish 2 videos. I'm going to split this up into 2. I have waffled on too much already. I'll give you my impressions of my I got 2 hours worth of playtime on it. So I'll give you my impressions in the next video, so be sure to check that out. Again, give this video thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, come on over to Twitch, twitch.tv/DJTICKLE. I could be streaming there live right now. I hope these answer a few of your questions. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and the footage that was playing from Worldslayer in the background. And I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.